A lot of our core characteristics, our core character as a nation, comes from this optimism, this belief in God that we are just part of a brighter future.
One of the things I noticed in your book is the focus on the founding fathers and their belief in God and faith, and how that was part of the way they've drafted the Articles of Constitution later. And then we have this separation of church and state, which is often misconstrued, that the founding fathers wanted a complete separation of church and state. So how did you see in history how that sort of played out over the years and isn't quite understood now what our founding fathers intended?
Well, I think you're exactly right. When you look through these documents and speeches, there's a theme of faith. There's a theme of faithfulness, and that faithfulness gives people optimism, because it lets you believe in something greater than yourself. It lets you understand that, and you can see this very clearly when you look at Lincoln's speeches. They're incredible. There are 3 of Lincoln's speeches and his Emancipation Proclamation. But as you go through his first inaugural, the Gettysburg Address, and the second inaugural, you can clearly see how faithful he was and how he became more faithful during the war in a time of terrible struggle. And his second inaugural address, which is my personal favorite out of the entire book, you can see how hard the war was for him. He talks about, we read the same Bible, we pray to the same God, and then he ends with malice towards none and charity towards all. So you can tell he really struggled with the war, and he understood that he was an instrument in the hand of God. You see that again in Franklin Delano Roosevelt after Pearl Harbor. You see it again in JFK. You see it in Martin Luther King in his speech. So you see it again and again and again. And I think, to your point, what we have freedom of religion in our country. We don't have a state religion, and that was very deliberate, because we had a state religion in England. But we don't have freedom from religion, which is very different. And I think we need to be very careful and understand that a lot of our core characteristics, our core character as a nation, comes from this optimism, this belief in God that we are just part of a brighter future.